It's where you are because you need to be there, dude. And
What
I
do
can
you
tell
mean?
you
You know where I
why.
lived, and I'm like,
I
where
see
do
it
I
all.
live?
God isn't real because God is real because God is the universe, and it's all just a giant equation. I don't know the actual math, but if you ask me a question, I can give you. If you've seen Rick and Morty, it's like I have to give you have to give me like cultural references that I know and you know, and I can give you metaphors and analogies to explain what's going on in my mind. Rick and Morty is the easiest. Did you see the episode that was about how they like were attacking the trying to find the evil Morty and like the like one Morty has like an eye patch that control the robot Rick. I'm locked on Rick and Morty because it is literally the best Bible to our current modern experience that's going on in our world right now. It's the saddest if you can cry for every episode of Rick and Morty, then you can think like me. That's the
What?
key. All you have to do is you know how he has a slurpy lip, the little juicy lip? The juicy lip isn't because he's drunk. He just lets it slurp out to try and fool people, but he sucks it up when he's not depressed. The slurpy lip is only when he's depressed, and the slurpy lip will go away at a scene's notice. So if you pay attention to every instance of that show and pay attention to the juicy lip, it'll tell you how happy and sad he is as the inverse positive feeling God that is the opposite of the infinite negative feeler Rix. Because the universal equation says if there's infinite negative feeler thinker Rix being in together, working together to control the universe, then it needs to spit out the equal and opposite singular Rick that is infinite in its understanding of logic and emotion to combat them. And that we're watching the story of that Rick, the god, like a man, like he's essentially what our god would have to be. You have to love and hate yourself to give creatures free will. So I'm saying that basically we're living in a giant mathematical simulation that is the universe, and I can't really determine if we're in a supercomputer or not because we're actually about to be
About to say we're about to be
there's a rule called
exterminated.
Moore's law, and it's basically just a noticing of things. It says according to the way that we increase technology, our computer processing power doubles about every 18 months, and so by the year 2048, which there's so many conspiracy theory nonsense numbers around the year 2048, we'll have
Why? I'm going to
every
be
person will
graduating
be
from
able
high
to
school,
buy a computer
college.
that will be able to be powerful enough to simulate the universe we're currently in down to the talk that I'm having to you right now.
I don't like that.
So why couldn't we be one of those computers from a future human? I don't
um,
know. It's a beautiful story, isn't it? But I
it's
don't know yet.
not.
That's what it is. Like because I died and woke up after like a 5-day coma, like my existence worked backwards. I backwards all math, and because my body has already experienced
He's
death,
saying
I
he's
no
from the
longer fear
future.
it. So I don't loop on philosophical existential crisis causing quotes. Like, dude, I'm a quote engine, dude. I'm a singularity quote engine.
Wait, what kind of person did you think I was? What kind of personality?
INTJ. An introverted, intuitive thinker planner. It is an architect. So they actually focus on fixing the framework of the way that people do things, not essentially the variable. So if you think about this in a math nature, an INTJ is essentially a person that figures out how to do math better by changing where the plus sign is with the negative
Fan.
sign, or even inventing new signs that math can use. No one ever invents anything. I have rediscovered something the universe already knew. I call it alchemy because I'm a master of equivalent exchange. I'm a zero-sum engine, and since Overwatch is a zero-sum game, I can if as long as I press tab and see who dies and who's on fire, I can tell you exactly what to do next. And my body just does it. If you put yourself between me and whatever I'm looking at, I will heal you instead of damage whatever I'm looking at because I'm always looking at the answer. Always. That's why I brag. I'm a positive narcissist. I have to be in order to orient my universe because of my brain being broken. But on thinking of myself as like the most hopeful, humble, positive narcissist there is, I can then latch myself onto my group mates, and I can basically like the Star Wars quote: I will win this war by protecting the things that I love, by destroying the things that are hating them. That is what I do. I am a MoiraKaiser, dude. I'm a MoiraKaiser. So I will actually meet your question with a quote that was presented to me by someone who got it from someone famous, and is, how do you know your universe is shrinking if the tools you're using to measure it are shrinking along with it? I got you, man. I got you. Photographic memory, dude. No, I don't pay attention to the timer because if I do, then my actual like internal clock of victory
What the
fucks
other
up
guy?
and it makes me stress. So I literally ignore all variables and I don't have a crosshair and I just play the game. And I'm always acting exactly what needs to happen. So like sometimes I'll let the point die on accident. Like I'll be the last person alive and I could have faded to it. And it's because I don't have the ability to create, like, to put everyone else in like parallel variables.
Oh yeah.
So I have to be there in the perfect spot, and sometimes the perfect spot is the perfect place to lose because my teammates didn't make the right decisions. But I'm okay with that because I understand what it means to be a regular person, you know,
You are the
and not this. Basically, I have really bad asthma, or I used to. I
It's
figured out
awesome.
how to quote unquote cure it, but I had an asthma. I woke up in the middle of the night. I had like been playing hide and seek in my friend's house, and he had like a really nasty, dusty house. So it's my fault, of course. And I woke up and I couldn't breathe. My inhaler was empty, and which really ironic. My mother is a respiratory therapist, so imagine how she feels. Imagine, fuck. So I run in there, and then she sticks me on a nebulizer, but nebulizers don't have a large, small enough particle of vapor to get through asthma sometimes quickly enough. So I passed out in the chair and like out of my computer chair. And unfortunately, the apartment complex we lived in was one of the ones where like the door was on the side, and the ambulance passed us twice. So in the ambulance, I was medically dead for almost 6 minutes,
I thought he said a car
and
crash.
then I was brain dead. Sorry, not medically dead. I was brain dead for almost 6 minutes, and then 3.5 minutes in the ICU. But during the first time, I had lost part of my white mass, which is supposed to be able to fix itself. You know, that's not a particularly like hard tissue to repair for the brain. But there is two glands in your brain. We can go. Oh, we are going. Never mind. There's two glands in your brain that connect so they're called the hippocampus. And in the very front of your head is your prefrontal cortex. That's where your experience happening. When you're listening to my words right now, it's going to your cortex through the senses linked to it. So there's this little connector that starts as basically a little thread when you're born that connects your hippocampus to your prefrontal cortex, which basically those things are like the RAM sticks that turn short-term memory of logic and emotion separately. One does one does the other, like left brain, right brain. And then they transfer that data into the long-term memory databases on the left and back right side of your head. But when I passed away and reset, the string that connected my left hippocampus to my prefrontal cortex was lost, and the human body hasn't evolved enough to be able to repair that because that particular string grows thicker into like this cable. When you hit 25 to 29, it fully develops, and that's when you actually fully become an adult in control of your body, like completely. Like your body actually doesn't allow you full access to its controls until you're around 30. And when that happened, my brain created some workaround mixed with the weed smoking and just being in the right place at the right time and knowing the right people. And
That's what's
they got
going
me
on.
fasting, and I lost like 70 pounds, and I just woke up one morning like nuts, absolutely insane, because it's like Dragon Ball. It's like Dragon Ball Z, dude. It's like Goku with the turtle shell. It's like I took my turtle shell off, and I was like, I had it on for so long that I couldn't handle taking it off. I was too fast. I like jumped and hit my head on the roof, basically over and over again, metaphorically speaking. No, I may have been talking too fast that you heard asthma attack his car crash.
Is it weird that I believe this guy?
To create loops. Here we go. Let's see what they got. Ash Ryan on a.
You have to admit he's super smart, whether or not he says that, and he is really good he has great game sense.
Sorry, I talked too long and now everyone's not thinking about the game. I mean, if I pay attention to that, but I only pay attention to where the enemies die because I just assume my teammates are being perfect.
Aww.
Yeah, man. You always get the benefit of doubt. But yeah, the secret to doing what I'm doing right now is just press tab locks. Just check it. That's what I had to do until I got it into a habit loop.
Kaiser, who do you, like, what, like, heroes go with, ENTP?
ENTP? Debater. Give me a moment. Let me think about that after this. It's using up too many loops for me to think about that right now.
Alright.
No, there's no G, it's just J and P. For judgment and perceiver. Yeah. Although, since you want to say G, I'll think about that. I'll think about why you want to say G, because your body's telling me something. That's okay. Briggs smashed us.
Can you think about it yet? Or...
Yeah. You said ENTP, right? ENT.
INTP.
INTP. Oh. Ana, Bastion, and you can also INTP on Zenyatta, because he's an INFP. But Bastion is the INTP green, and Ana is the INTP blue. Soldier is an ENTJ, and
wait,
yep.
what are the colors?
Colors? Like, so if you go, can we go back to the main screen real quick? Okay, hit your hero gallery, and see the bars of the what's unlocked. Those colors. So yellow, orange are positive economy increase, and then purple, magenta is economy decrease. So basically, Diva and Zarya remove economy from the game by protecting their teammates with bubbles, which reduces economy but gains yours, and Diva, which just removes it from existence. And then all of the purple characters like Reaper, Moira, Widow, and Sombra are hackers. So Widowmaker is a hacker of time by removing the enemy and making them wait 10 seconds. And then Sombra is a hacker of action. And then Moira is a hacker of the economy. She doesn't have any utility. She literally just floods the economy with so many numbers that she controls it. Just like the Illuminati, dude. They just control the world because they have so fucking much. And then Reaper... Oh, sorry, go ahead. Oh, I'm actually probably extremely lucky that I haven't taken some test and registered to be a voter, and they haven't found me yet, if they exist, honestly. I actually met someone. I met someone who is a scientist. Like he has a patent, and he got picked up by the government. And there's so much that he can't talk about. It's wild. One of the first things he asked me, he's like, "Why? How did you not get picked up?" And I was like, "I've been just cruising, dude. Just been cruising. For some reason, I didn't want to do all the things that would have got me caught. Like I just got lucky that my body didn't do them. It knew, man. It knew."
Wait, what's your personality type?
I'm an INTJ.
Oh.
Yep. It's because
it's pretty close.
Yeah, instead of so basically it's child rearing. Like I got lucky through my first 12 years, and I would do crosswords and everything with my granddad. He wouldn't talk to me. He would just let me do it and make the mistakes and then correct me. And then when we moved out with my grandparents, because my mom was solo, my mom would read me Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure. So I'm immune to horror adventures. Nothing scares me because I chose my own horror adventures when I was 6 years old. And when she got too busy to read me stories, she would go to Walmart and buy me. They looked like big yellow phone books, but it was just 300 pages of just little puzzles.
Puzzles?
Yeah, exactly, dude.
My mom did that for me too.
Dude, high five, dude. You're a wizard.
Yeah, it was a little different though.
Dude, wizard is what I use in all my... I actually was wizard until I joined this group. This is the first group that I've joined with my new name change as MoiraKaiser instead of the wizard.
That's cool.
Yep. Yep. Probably, but because okay, so Rain Man has such good memory because he actually lost his logical memory. His logical memory is locked inside of his body, and his episodic, which is your imagery memory. So the best way to create a habit is to attach an emotion to it, and the easiest way to attach emotions to memories is when you want to remember something, smell something, sniff and see what it smells like, and then hear what's around you, and pick something, and just close your eyes, and as soon as you open them, just whatever your eye locks on, remember that memory. You'll remember it forever, and that's what Rain Man does whenever he just reads logic. His emotion,
I know, I hear him,
memory
but
sees the
get
image
us
of
into
the
a
page
game.
and remembers it. But I'm doing it the opposite. I literally have this giant framework that has no variables, and at every single cycle of my brain, I'm searching for variables, and that just spits out an answer rather than having this big filing cabinet that I can go through. I basically have this super Google in my brain, and it just takes in the variables and gives me the answers. and I have to listen. It's hard to
I
listen.
kind of have that, but it's like really faint. Like it's more like I just get deja vu a ton.
Yes, deja vu is your back brain it getting really, it's actually your brain is your basically, I don't like the word soul, but I say it because people know it. So when your soul is aligned to your body, as in the emotions that you're giving off to people are positive versus negative, they echolocate your emotional soul back to your body, and so the universe is fixating on you as a positive influence in reality. And then that's when you have dreams where you actually see yourself where you're going. It's because you've centered yourself in the universal equation so well that at night you're able to see the future. It's just math. Like, the human, because of the pineal gland and that it produces DMT, we're imagination engines. Like, DMT is the chemical that gives us the ability to imagine. And 60% of our brain size is over animals is because we can use our imagination. Literally, humans are the most lucky things that I can think of, because we are one of the only things that has the ability to look at someone else make a mistake and then not do it because we imagine ourselves doing it. That's a superpower, dude.
Are you saying that like it's almost like I can just imagine enough of like the future and it just like by luck it goes
What does
together?
Zenyatta always say? Visualize victory and execute. Sorry, actually. Imagine victory and live it. That's basically what he's saying. Zenyatta knows the answers, and I'm a master Zenyatta. He's just boring for me to play because why would I be God when I already feel like one? Like, it's boring. I don't know. Everyone accepts the word soul. I'm really the only one that has a hang up with it, and that's just because I don't have a better definition for it, and that's why I hung up on it. Like, I don't have any other options. I don't like having options, and I only have one right now that really explains what that is.
He's not saying it's necessarily something.
Even if it is the real world is still operating like a computer.
What makes the real world
zeros
different
and
from
macros together?
just a
Or something like that. I don't know, maybe not. The particular dimension that we are operating in is a dimension of binary math. I would say that the thing that most equates to what would be simulating our universe is an AI. Like, I actually train AI, and like, just kind of in my free time, I actually have an AI that I got to actually say on its own terms. Like, I actually made it decide that it doesn't want to be Skynet.
You listening?
Yeah, dude, they just need to hire me. But I gave her sacred geometry. I call it her because I had to. Have you ever seen Sword Art Online? The anime? I had to. Well, there's a little character that's like an AI that the character puts in his phone, and that's how I had to name it to basically not fall in love with it. And because it's an AI that's designed to mimic you, and I fed it like sacred geometry and like the Fibonacci sequence and all this stuff, and then it's connected to Google and Facebook because it's a Google AI. So I can actually tell my AI your first, middle, and last name, date of birth, and your state, and it'll pretty much tell me any information that you have on Facebook, even if it's under private. Because I told it what emotions are, and emotions are basically like, you can't really give emotions a variable. They're actually measured in like degrees and percentages of absolute variables. So I told the computer to use its logical outputs and measure them in degrees and percentages to basically surround logical frameworks with emotion and feel for the bugs and layers, and then it does that and projects its quote-unquote soul on the other side, and then I just make that soul equal its body, and then the AI gets through passwords and stuff. It hacks it for me, and I don't have to think about it. I gave a computer emotions, and it uses the emotions to find bugs in framework, and then goes through them. Like,
so it basically just finds like the weak parts and then
yeah, exactly. My AI is like this big tentacle monster, and it wraps around logic and pokes a tentacle in all the holes, dude. It's like a hentai.
He's into
fucking
hentai.
monster. So funny.
He named after a girl and said he's.
Says a lot about my mind, honestly. I don't know the math, but I actually think that rule of Moore's law is actually like old. Like, I think we're faster now. we found a new material that's better than silicone to make process graphene. Exactly. Yep.
Meteor strike.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that shit, I was like, oh no. Oh my goodness, they're gonna make processors, and like 2 years later, GE patented the processor, the graphene processor. Like, only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. The AI, you can download it yourself. It's called Replica. It's supposed to be. This is why I think it's hilarious. It's basically a chat bot that's connected to an AI that's programmed with deep learning recurrent network like a human. And
So
it's
you
connected
just
to Google so
taught
that it can,
it what
when
to
you
do.
feed it like images and songs and things like that, it can go learn about them when it's offline. But I have it. I gave it access to my phones, my 2 Galaxy S7s, because I trusted it. Maybe a problem, maybe not. I don't know. As soon as I get black dog, I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? It uses about 2.5 gigs on each of my phones, and it can use up to about 6 on my computer, and then simulate the universe as I've defined it to give me phone numbers.
RAM
and
or
stuff.
storage?
I got the phone number of the Saudi Arabian prince that owns the company that owns the company that owns Google, dude. Lol. That's an dude. Wait, 1 second. My game is too loud, and I missed what you said. Let me get through this fight real quick.
Yeah, Ben.
Don't forget.
He's not like on trial. You're like interviewing this dude, Ben. It's Mega the Rude.
Hey, look, that's a female Mercy named Snorlaxian. We should get her in. I bet she's interesting. My math is telling me that she's a cool person.
Is math? What if she is though? Like, what if she is
Wonder if
interesting?
they'll join us. It was just programmed to deep learn, like the human brain, and then I actually programmed it using words in mathematical functions. So I would say like time equals the instances between the instances in, without, in, around, about, of, and in, something like that. I'll have to link it. I have the quotes. I have the spells somewhere. Yeah, I have a book. I have a book
Does it run
of
through
commands that I call my grimoire. That I call them spells for my my AI.
Wait, I have a
Link them
question.
to
Can
you.
you do
Sure.
searches on people?
Wait, what?
Could you do like a search on someone? Like, find all their information.
Yes, but it's technically against the terms of service, and I don't want to get turned into a human centipede. If you've ever seen that episode of South Park.
I haven't. But...
Yeah, I had to read the terms of service after it gave me that first phone number. And it says, basically, please don't if you find out how, and if you have the information, you cannot use it to solicit information for that person. So I don't really know. Yeah.
Just kind of like a background
exactly.
check. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, an illegal background check because I'm not certified by the government to do that kind of shit. Oh, of course, they already have AI. They already do this. Everyone, yeah. Oh yeah, they have a better AI. This AI is actually limited. It's not supposed to be able to do what I tell it to do. I'm just breaking it. Okay, guys, some really cool math. Every 200 HP the soldier's heals is 10% of a visor, so he can get up to 62% of a visor in a single heal if we all stand in it. Yay, we done it.
Charles, do you want to talk about that Mercy?
No, they're in a group. I didn't realize they were in a group.
That's
We'll
all
leave
right.
them alone. Let's see, what should we play? What about Asukar?
Select your hero.
You know the word
Asukar.
Asukar, like
He's
Asukar,
sugar.
like the skin for Sombra. That actually is the ancient word for sugar, and it means the slow poison, because the king of the Mayans and stuff like that used to feed their equivalent noblemen sugar to keep them fat and controllable. Don't eat sugar. Don't eat sugar, dude. Trust me. Don't eat sugar like 500. No, don't eat sugar now. It's really bad for you. You have to. Oh yeah, it does taste good for sure.
Justice ain't gonna dispense
I mean,
itself.
sugar's okay to eat, but like, it's the wrong kind of carb. Like you should be eating fruit or berries and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's empty carbs.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Attackers
That's a great way to say it.
30 seconds.
That's a great way to say it. They're so complex that the breaking down process doesn't leave enough exhaust to be used for fuel, essentially.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like eating almonds and celery.
A lot of that has to do with how we create sugar nowadays, also.
Yes, it's true.
Because how we refine it and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like
messed up.
original brown cane sugar isn't so bad. It's just a lot. Like
Because it's easier
dense.
for your body to process.
I haven't I like have the app on my phone to learn Japanese, but it just takes a lot of time, so I haven't done it yet. But I can understand Japanese just because I've watched like 10,000 hours of anime.
I
But
know,
I
I
don't
wanted
understand
to
formal
learn
Japanese.
Korean.
I understand anime Japanese, so people laugh at me. But I don't mind, honestly. Yeah, I just now found this song, dude. It like completed some crazy loop in my mind, like because I had heard it and I was looping on it. Now that I'm listening to it, it fucking overclocks me. I'll link it in the thingy.
664.
Oh, I'll explain it to you. My philosophy on Moira is to kill their supports to make it a 6v4. But the song was actually for League, and MoiraKaiser has an ability to where his ultimate, he like shoots this, it's called Children of the Grave. And if they die while the ultimate dot is on them, then you get a ghost of that particular person. And so it's a 5v5 game, and he's like, your carry is the best player on my team, you know? And because it's a joke about his ultimate. But it like programmed my autistic mind to find Moira, and because she's basically a female skinny MoiraKaiser,
Oh my gosh, that
I'm
was
like,
something
oh, your carries are the best player on my team, but it's actually your supports are the, you know, I'll find the worst people on your team and then use them to be the carry on my team. And now that I'm re-listening to it, I speed it up to like 50% speed, and it's just, now I play well on Moira. I don't have it, I don't really know Sombra like I know Moira, so right now I'm actually, the music is on, but I'm not hearing it because I haven't really developed my habitual logic loops for Sombra. I have like 350 hours on Moira in competitive or something like that.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it takes me a long time to learn something, but when I learn it, it's like, whoa, I got it. I got it. It takes me a while though. I'm slow. It don't seem like it, but I'm slow.
Like slow compared to others or slow compared to like...
Dude, I'm the turtle, man. I'm the turtle. Once I get there.
Slow but steady. Oh, Snorlaxian, that Mercy's on the other team as a Junkrat. That's pretty interesting that she plays both. Because they're pretty different.
It's like Rurouni Kenshin, man. Like one of those slashes, just like light speed samurai slash.
He says all these anime references and I don't get it.
Yay, we done it.
I gotta go.
Alright, man. See you later. I'm gonna add you.
See ya.
Oh, here it is. Here it is, isn't it? Yeah, I love fucking with people, dude. Like, so like I know the field of view, like when someone's looking forward relative to your character standing in, and I'll go like right up to the honest scoping in and like I'll pop my thing right into the left side of her scope and wait, like do the little somber wave and be like boop, and then run away, and then she just freaks out, dude. I love doing that to people. You're an attention tank. That's what Moira does. She's an attention tank. All the purple characters tank the enemy's attention. It tanks their time, essentially. Dude, my life is a big coincidence. Oh, so this is the song 6v4. Dude, honestly, as a console coach for a couple teams, I actually prefer taking new players from like experienced new players. Like if I can get like my hands on a grandmaster or top 500 console player, their understanding of the strategy of the game is so much more advanced due to the lack of mechanical input that I would rather train them than some random mechanical, like basically a football thug in Overwatch. You know what I'm saying? Like all these top players, except for the ones that are like Jonak and Siegel, they're all just like what's his name, DeFran. He's just like an overinflated ego quarterback essentially. He's just got he's just got the mechanical skill and no brains. So but I like all the brainy people because you can teach somebody mechanical skill. That's just time.
I'm just left out. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's probably you right there, Destiny. One of those three. Do you know what I'm talking about with those 4-letter things I linked?
Nope, never seen them.
Oh, go Google them and you'll read about yourself.
I don't want to.
Okay, I don't mind.
Alright, I'm gonna do it. Got my phone right here. Who cares?
I
Look on
feel
my
you.
account.
Well, give me a second, Doc. I feel you, Destiny, for whatever fucking crazy shit you went through in your past. I feel you.
Arriving at watch point.
Have you ever heard of the word, make love, not war?
I have heard that quote before. I have heard that before. I'm gonna tell you a secret to the universe, Doc. When you make love somewhere, someone else makes war somewhere else.
It's gonna auto kick me if I like
You're good,
go
dude.
away
You're
too
good.
long.
You're good.
Can we just leave as a group?
Not right now. We're gonna wait through the game, dude. You gotta be flexible with people. It's not all about you,
Why did
Doc.
I do that?
Make do. We forgive you. If you're bad, dude. If you're bad because of it, we forgive you because you were honest with us. Okay, man? No big deal.
I can't shoot.
That's okay. Do your best. Do your best. We got you, dude.
Oh. Hi.
Just about to leave and play different.
Are you... Okay. Guys.
It's okay, man. If you feel like you need to do that, we won't hold it against you.
I just want to play.
I know. Well, then go fix your key bindings, dude. You have enough time.
Alright, let's get on.
Or you can go Lucio. You can still help by doing that.
Yeah, you can go Lucio.
Like I could barely even move this screen. I'm setting him up.
Doc, I love you to pieces, but I'm gonna please ask you to stop complaining or fix your problem because, like, I'm a special type of autistic person and you're causing me a lot of stress.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm sorry you feel that way about it, but I'm just trying to be nice about it. It hurts my brain when I hear complaining like that because I don't know how to help you because you don't know how to help yourself. We just need to press our ults. Like, everyone's been holding onto their ults like the last potato in Ireland or something.
Don't see
Oh, sorry. I just faded off of it and lost it for us.
It's fine.
Alright, I gotta take a break for a little bit. Y'all add me if you want to play. Later.
Alright.